For some reason, my TikTok is not allowing me to make stitches. I have already said this will be my last year on TikTok due to TikTok being the type of app that if you are exposing truth, they want to shadow ban you, ban your page. They got this, they got that, and I don't have time for it. Y'all already not paying. I'm not giving you my energy to continue to generate this app for nothing. That just shows the real truth of how when you speak your truth in the world, how they will try to shut you the fuck up. And the fact that the US bought TikTok is definitely not safe now. Anyways, it was this guy basically talking about when people go to Houston that they don't be returning home simply because their friends don't be checking on them. I want to talk about this time when I thought that I was going to Houston and I was not. I had this event in Houston, but it was not until Sunday. I had made it into town on Thursday because I was going to do a few other things that I had already planned because I had never been to Houston before. Now, when I get to my Airbnb, the only thing that is close by was a Mexican restaurant and a convenience store and a barbershop. The rest of the stores were like shut down and closed. And there was a library and a park way up the road. So around like Saturday, I realized that anytime I was trying to like Google my destination to go to the event that I wanted to go to or go do what I wanted to do, it was never close by. And I was like, that's not making sense. So before I knew it, like I literally would stay in the house. I'd be like, okay, I'll do that tomorrow. Like I'm just standing here practicing for my real event on Sunday. But I was noticing that nothing that I wanted to go to was close by. I ended up going to the library because it was the time around when it was close to vote, when it was Harris versus Trump. And when I went to the library, the lady told me that I could not vote because I was not from Texas. That is when I found out that you could not vote in another state, which I feel like is dumb, but okay. When I go outside, mind you, I told y'all, there was a park and a library up the road. I decide to walk up to the park. When you walk up to the park, on the other side of the park is a mini school and an apartment complex. I saw the apartment complex have the name Irving in there. So I was like, that doesn't look like the title by itself. That looks like the location of the city because some apartment complexes will be named after the location that it's in. So I end up seeing somebody playing basketball, and I remember walking up to the man and asking him about the name. He was like, yeah, this is Irving or Irvington, can't remember whichever one. I think it's Irving though. But he was like, this is not Houston. And I was like, are you fucking serious? And he was like, no, it's not Houston. So when I rushed back to my Airbnb, because at this point, I feel like I was trafficked. I feel like I was tricked. I feel like I've been held hostage. I feel like I've been kidnapped. I've been somewhere that I don't know where I am this whole entire time. Now everything is making sense on why nothing was close by. So I ended up contacting my Airbnb host, and basically he was like, oh yeah, I've been told that a lot, that the address online says Houston, but no, we are not in Houston. And so I'm like, what was your point in making this like whole thing known that you know that your location says the wrong thing and you're not going to change it? And he basically was telling me like, oh yeah, other people have told me that the location was wrong and he wasn't going to change it. I was highly upset because the fact that you have your Airbnb in a whole nother location. So I remember going over to the convenience store and I ran into an Uber driver who was dropping somebody off. And I asked him like, hey, do you take cash? I will pay you cash if you take me to the airport right fucking now. I did not even feel safe going to my event on Sunday, and come to find out, due to the weather, they had canceled the event that morning anyways and had pushed it back the next month in another state. So he ended up telling me, yeah, he will actually take me to the airport for free simply because of the fact that he felt like that was a dangerous situation and I needed to get out of that. And he said that I was not the first person that he has had to pick up actually from the Airbnb and take them back to the airport due to them saying something was wrong or something was off, and the host just blankly denied. Another thing is that when it comes down to the government, they are making us pay for certain things and then blaming us for being in the situation later to cover their tracks. So for example, Airbnb is a legal company. They literally make us pay to stay in Airbnbs. But if you get trafficked, if you get offed, if you get raped, if anything happens to you in the Airbnb, do you know what they're going to say? They're going to say, take it to civil court and sue the Airbnb host to cover up the fact that they are behind doing malicious and sneaky things like this. Also, I don't know if y'all know her name, Michaela. I don't want to like pronounce it wrong, but her daughter name is True. Like, she used to do like waxes and things like that on TikTok. I know her name is like M something K. But anyways, y'all know who I'm talking about. But a while back, she had did a story time on how she found out somebody else was living in the Airbnb with her. And the host knew about it and was basically letting them know when she was leaving and returning back to the Airbnb so that the person could dodge and avoid the camera. Like stuff like that is just not safe whatsoever.